Every person in this world have various wishes they wanted granted, whether it's to become a celebrity or finding their own special someone. They could also be able to have a sustainable life without having to work or wishing for a loved one to have good health and happiness. That is Kamen Rider Geats as a whole. It's a tokusatsu show that deals with wishes and desires and their quest to grant them. Greetings everyone, this is Under the Sun and I'm your host Riku, and this is my review of Kamen Rider Geats. Later in the video, I'm ranking the show whether it's a yay or a nay. A yay means I enjoyed the whole series, and nay means I did not enjoy it. Kamen Rider Geats mainly follows 4 characters who have joined the Desire Grand Prix to have their wishes granted. They are Azuma Michinaga, Kamen Rider Buffa. His wish is to crush all other Kamen Riders. Kurama Neon, Kamen Rider Nago. Her wish is to find true love. That wish could be interpreted as romantic, platonic, or familial. Sakurai Kewa, Kamen Rider Tycoon. His wish is for world peace, Sekai Hewa. And yes, I intended to speak the Japanese term of his wish. Ukyo Ace, Kamen Rider Geats. His wish is to have the people who run the Desire Grand Prix to be his family. Obviously, as the series went on, all 4 of these characters have had their wishes changed, devolve, and or evolve. But these were the wishes they started the series with. Let's break down the cons of the series. The first con is how some plot points are forced. Usually in a hero show, in any kind of hero show, the hero is shown to be empathetic, sympathetic, and compassionate to everyone around them. They are especially written to be very sympathetic, very empathetic, and very compassionate to their friends and loved ones. That is not what happened here. Yes, we're diving headfirst into this. The reason why I say it's forced is because in any other hero show, the heroic characters would have rushed to the grieving person and offer support or just be there for them, regardless of the status of their relationship. But neither Ace nor Neon did that to Kewa. They instead talked about their worries about him away from him. This then made Kewa be susceptible for manipulation, dangling his utmost wish of having his family back in front of him. The explanation for the first entry also ties into the second con of the series, the lack of a proper setup and the focus for certain plot points. The reason I say the Darth Tycoon arc, as I like to call it, didn't have a proper setup is mainly due to the lack of focus on Kewa, as the spotlight was instead focused on Michinaga, which was still needed, but they never really did anything with Kewa when Michinaga was focused. Another con that ties into the first 2 entries is the pacing. The Bujin arc, or the Darth Tycoon arc, was paced irregularly. There were things that happened in one episode, but nothing was really done with them. We have the gang that Kewa took over at Kekara's insistence. We have the weird insistence on making Kewa hate the goddess of creation without proper explanation why he's so fixated on her. Nothing. There were also plot points that were dragged out. I think some episodes during the Yamato Grand Prix could have been relegated into one episode. Both the Lightning Yamato Festival and the Sengoku game did not need 2 episodes. Having a whole episode as a clip show certainly did not help the show's pacing. We could have divided the clip show episode in half and have the clip show be only in the first half of the episode and the start of the Lightning Yamato Festival be in the second half and introduce the main rider's upgrade. Just something that cuts both the Lightning Yamato Festival and the Sengoku game from its original 2-episode run. Another con is the unearned redemption a lot of characters got, from Daiichi to Kanato to the Kurama parents. I don't think any of them should have been redeemed, or at least they should have worked hard for their redemption. Yes, I included the pun there because the characters were trying to redeem him despite his actions. At first, I also thought Michinaga's redemption was unearned because he never really changes his fighting style of crushing anyone in his way, but the way he worked hard for it was reminiscent of Michi from Gai. It does help that he does apologize to the people who he had hurt the most. Another con is how one character kind of overstayed his welcome. Daiichi did not do anything during the Yamato Grand Prix except during the Heaven or Hell game. He just stood there and gloated and nothing. It's weird that he was given a big amount of focus but still managing not to do anything in the focus that was given to him. That focus could have been given to both Neon and Keiwa. Another con of the show is how the characters don't seem to have a life outside of the Grand Prix. We know they have lives outside of it, but you'd never know of them if you didn't read their character biographies beforehand or it wasn't exposited to us. Does Keiwa have any friends from school? His biography does state that he's a graduating college student in the process of getting a job, but we're given no indication of that. His failure to acquire a job is what's given focus. And no, job acquisition in Japan is different from the US, which is also different from other countries. Everything seemed to revolve around the Grand Prix, and this ultimately hurts the characters, mostly Keiwa. Now for the pros. Let's start with the easiest pro of the series, the fight choreography. Geats' action sequences are a sight to behold. From Ace's gunslinger fighting style combined with martial arts, to Michinaga's aggressive and reckless way of slashing away enemies. We even see how both Keiwa and Neon evolved as fighters as the show progressed. They couldn't stay hiding behind trees after all, and we see this evolution every time we see the both of them fight in and out of their rider seats. Another pro of the series is the overarching plot. Yes, the various mini-arcs of the story leave a lot to be desired. It doesn't change the fact that there was consistency in the show's storytelling. It never left the game show format that the show has been known since the start, and totally subverting expectations that the game show format would be abandoned by the 16th episode. They instead doubled down on it and made it a game show within the show and stuck with that format till the end. Other shows would either have abandoned the theme or we'd be focusing on 1 or 2 game shows within the show. Another big positive of the show are the characters. Yes, I've got some gripes with how some characters were handled, but the characters within Geats are some of the most compelling and well-written characters in the franchise. They've all got some believable motivations and explanations behind their actions, even the guy who wishes for world peace. I may not always like the supposed reasons, but it is still the one aspect of the show I liked. Not the specific reason, but the fact that it is a plausible explanation to the actions they took. Another positive for this series is how we get to see various familial ways of showing love. We have Ace with his mother, we have Neon with her parents, and we have Keiwa and Sarah for each other as siblings. We really see how each family shows love to each other, and we can really see that these characters are really portraying the relationship they have with another character. We can really see how Keiwa and Sarah are siblings. We can really see how Mitsume is really Ace's mother, and in a twisted way, we can see how Irumi is really Neon's mother despite other factors. A very big pro for the series is the world building. The world feels lived in, and that anyone could be a Kamen Rider for the Desire Grand Prix. While my gripe earlier was that the characters themselves seem to have no lives outside of the Grand Prix, the world of Geats still feels lived in, as there were past participants of the Grand Prix and there were previous casualties of the Grand Prix. I may have stated more cons than pros in this review, but I still rate this show a 9.3 out of 10. Yay! I genuinely enjoyed the show despite the misgivings I had, especially for how each character was handled. One thing that helped elevate the show was the acting of every cast member, from the main five to the supporting cast. Wait, hey, would you look at that? We have another pro! But yes, the show is a yay at 9.3 out of 10. Well, that was my review for Kamen Rider Geats. See you again soon. Ciao, ciao!